Hello everybody and welcome to another budget build. This time let's talk about Scholar. Um, I'm already gonna point out that this is a build that it's sort of my personal preference. I will go over um, a secondary option in terms of items, um, but for current server status and how people play in the server, this is the way I played in my WoW when I played the WoW budget, and it worked out pretty well. Um, didn't die too much. Was able to do everything I needed to do. So yeah, I hope it helps. All right, let's start out with the build. Well, build's not a big secret. 99 dex, 99 vit, rest on strength. There are people that are gonna say less vit, more agi, less strength, more agi. You know, or maybe no agi, but still less fit and more strength to carry more stuff. Um, but the point is, I wouldn't put int and I wouldn't put luck. Um, I don't like the agi unless I'm going full agi. This server doesn't have any good biochems, so if you have biochems that are destroying your guild, there are ways to get away from it, and there's also a skill that you can sort of make yourself immune to biochems. Um, so, anyways, I like this build. Let's talk about consumables. I was just leveling, so ignore these three. Um, it was like right before WoW uh, when I was leveling. Cav Pass you don't need. Wall Teleport you don't need. You need. Um, these are just for convenience for the server. The things that you do need: Speed Pot. Speed Pot's always going to be your best friend. Dex Food, plus 10 Dex Food. Um, if you can, Bless and Agi. Usually, I would say Alternative Badge would be enough for the Scholar. Um, in this case, I would suggest Agi. Um, or I'm sorry, usually Authoritative Badge, if you're not using the Agi aspect of it, the 5 Agi or the 10 Agi that you get. But because this removes Agi down and the Authoritative Badges don't, so you can take both and only use this if you get Agi down. But just in case, I just took that. You won't really need royal jellies. You can, instead of these strawberries, get some royal jellies. They do the functions that I have these strawberries for, and we'll go over that a little bit later. Um, and they do more stuff. So I'll put royal jellies instead of the strawberry, but I didn't really need it. Box of Gloom, not 100% important, but with this setup, if you want to become instant cast, you got to use that Box of Gloom. And this is, I actually took 10 to WoW. I didn't use any of them. This is just, I need to cast instantly. Um, then you pop one of those and you go. But the fact that I can get this spell because I don't have GTB makes it a little bit expensive to try to always have that on. And it's really not necessary. Your cast is going to be fast enough, and I'll show you. I would have some egg berries or egg seeds, not a lot. Again, I took 5 and I have 4. These are for, and I'll show you the situation that this is for, but it's good to have. Items. I'm going to talk about my items first. So, Dex hat, I got 4 there. Dex mid, got 1 there. Dex bottom, you got 2 here. Um, Dex wand, I have 3 plus 1 here, and then this one gives you 400 HP. So, but if you can't get this wand, just a regular wand with a four drops instead of 1. I would go with that. Again, gloves. This is the minimum. If you can get Orleans glove, then you no longer need the box of gloom. You'd be instant cast. Um, Actually, if you can get 2 Orleans glove, you don't need the Robo Eye or the box of gloom. I believe. I believe that hits 150 without those 2, and then you can put nightmares or a chaos immunity. I'm using BG. Um, It is not my favorite. It does the job for this server, but if I was to pick um, the best option, I would say an unbreakable armor with evil druid, so Valk, and then obviously if you can put Dex in it, you use Dex because as you put Dex on other things like the armor, you actually can stop using the hat. So if I have a 3 Dex Valk armor with evil druid, that means I can take this really terrible hat off and actually use a feather beret or any reduction hat, right? So it's good to be able to sacrifice or move things around. Again, if you get Orleans, that's 2. You can take the mouthpiece off and put a gentleman's pipe. So yeah, make sure you're replacing the items as you get more decks in other places to more tanky builds, right? Uh, Again, this is not my preference. My preference here would be the title and um, the yellow robe. I forgot the name right now. It's cachecol in Portuguese. But I don't remember the English word for it. Um, wow, really? Okay. Well, anyways, it's the combo that gives you 10 or 12% HP when you wear it. They both have slots, and the shoes give you 5% water resistance. I would put a green Ferris card if you can't. Then the Mateer card. And then on the cape, I would actually take a Raedric. Um, but I probably wouldn't use the Raedric as often. I would probably default the Marina card, which reduces the water damage that you take. Valk Shield, it doesn't have to be +7. Again, I keep losing my +01 when I'm making these videos, but I do have a +01 and it works. Um, but the 20% reduction to water is going to be very important, and I'll explain why the Marina and why the 5% here, like this whole water setup is important. Um, so yeah, that's the setup that I would run. Obviously, I didn't have the one I wanted, so I went with the secondary. Actually, I think I do have the setup I wanted. I just have no idea where it is. Um, but yeah, this is the setup that you can go for if you're looking for more defense, and you don't mind casting as much. Usually, you want to do that if you have a sack pally, and even then, uh, like for example, iRo Classic has the main killers are champs, so I need to make sure I can cast faster than the champ. So I actually prefer to have less defense and more speed, and always play on safety wall. So champs will kill me, um, but as long as I'm safety walling fast enough, as long as my reaction time is good, that's not gonna happen. I can dispel them, I can fiber them, I can spell break them, and I can safety wall. So there's a lot of tools against a champ. And if you're wearing an evil druid, when you're safety walled, they can't really do anything about you. Um, uh, throw spheres won't kill you, not with Terra, not with not with the reductions. So you shouldn't have any problems there against champs, which champs are pretty much the only things that can really kill a scholar. Um, Everything else is very difficult to kill a scholar, especially with this set. If you're talking about this set and even the Evil Druid set, like a wizard probably won't be able to kill you. You have too many things that will work against a wizard. Plus, you take a lot less damage with the energy coat. But anyways, if you choose to go more tanky, Gentleman's Pipe, 2 Glorious Rings, they actually reduce a lot. Um, I have my teleport that you want to take no matter what, just so you can get to the castle faster, and then the 10% reduction. And then obviously you can start going to combat knife. That's another 10% on the weapon, and then you start becoming a lot more tanky. But again, you sacrifice speed to be able to pay attention less. Um, Again, if you're playing sack and you have the hat, the 2 gloves, and the combat knife and the gentleman's pike, uh, you're probably not going to kill your pally. With Raedric, Tara, and the 20% reduction from the two items. You're probably not going to kill your pally. Um, with a very strong fist, you might, but then you can be a little bit slower, and you guarantee you're staying alive longer. But again, I didn't like it. I like speed. I like being fast, and it worked for me. At least in the war that I played. Um, Etc. I don't have mistress, so we're gonna do. I take about 200 blues, or maybe 250 blues, about 150 yellows, about 40 to 50 breads, and about 200 cobwebs. You must have all that. This is for Stone Curse, Dispel, a safety wall, and ME, and then Fiber Lock. So you're definitely gonna want those. All right, let's talk about the bar. I have my unranked slims here. I don't have Mostellas on this account. I need to go buy some. But I used unranked slim for this woe. But I'm gonna use Mostella on the next one. Safety wall level 10. Dispel maxed out. I believe level 5. Reason you want Dispel is because you want the chance to be 100%. Fiber lock, you definitely want that. Spell break, you you don't need max. You just need the minimum, unless you're PVM or PVE, however you want to call it. But for PvP, 3 should be enough. I think 3 is the minimum. Magic Rod again, you're not gonna need it, but just in case you got a Hebron person trying to kill you, it's good to have. I didn't use it at all this woe. Um, so exhale. If somebody is asking for SP in the middle of a woe, they probably don't deserve to get SP. But anyways, I think everybody should be able to have their own SP items. But this is actually for something else, and I'll explain why you'd want to trade your SP during woe. Sight, obviously get people out of hiding. There it goes, your best friend, speed potion. ME, protect the floor. Oh god, let me pop these. So as you can see, it's pretty fast. I have Volcano maxed out, and I'll go over that. I do have Stone Curse maxed out, but you only need level 6. But level 10, I just seem to, if I try to fight Stone Curse you 3 times and you don't Stone Curse, I'm already assuming you have Evil Druid, and I'm gonna stop. There are some scholars that, because they only have low level Stone Curse, they keep trying. If at 3 tries you don't Stone Curse somebody at level 10, you can already go do something else. Um, and it's all about not wasting time, right? With one person. Blinding Mist, what I was talking about. As long as you have it on the floor, it things projectiles can miss you. And if they do hit, they hit with a lower damage, and you can have 2 of them at a time. But then they have a delay, so you'd be a little bit without if you spam them. You only really need 1. You don't really need 2. Also, kind of, you gotta pay attention that your Dispel and your skills will miss if anybody comes in here as well. So you gotta be careful of that. Frost Drive, I actually put like 7, but just because I didn't have anywhere else to put points. Since I have 1 int, I need to make sure my min damage is high so that I can actually hit and freeze people. I always see people, oh, I don't have oh, and that's actually not on the bar. I should probably put it in the bar. I didn't have to use it today, but yeah, people complain that Frost Drive and Earth Drive keep missing just because they don't have int, so they can't sight people out during WoW. So I just increased it because of that. In Doge, that's going to be your main SP source. As you can see, I didn't bring these items for SP consumption. I'm going to be using this. That way I can take a lot more slims, and if I need it for SP, I can use it. If I just need it for tank, I can use it. So the lighter potion becomes good for either SP or HP. Um, Again, I brought these for emergencies and also for something that I'll cover again. So you have Mind Break. This build was designed to play outside of guild, or outside of guild, or in a enemy guild or not unallied guild, and that's why I said that I would wear a Evo Druid with a Valk Shield, uh, and then a Marina and a Tidal Shoes. So sorry about that. So just on that, that's 65% less damage from water. Since you're going to be mind breaking your wizard, that's going to help you survive that. And if they're doing meteor storm, that's when these come in. So that would be 40% fire and 30% or 65 or 85% water resistance, which is nice. You have a really good resistance. You can replace one of your uh, top items, right, with a card that gives 10% water resistance, and then wear unfrozen, a mark fire armor, which also helps. That way you get 100% immunity to water, even though you're wearing a fire armor. Um, and you get and you need the cold proof potion. It will put you at 100% water resistance, so you can actually walk right through SG. You can drop an ME while there's an SG hitting your guild, um, because you're not going to be hitting. It's pretty much like you have GTB for for water. Reason why I still say mark is because Froststroke will still hit you, so make sure you're still getting that. But at least you'll be immune to all the wizard stuff that are going to be spammed all around. Wind will hit you. Um, I there's not really much you can do about that other than keep an eye on what's going on, um, and then be ready to mirror. So that's where the mirror comes in. Magic rod. I'm sorry. Because if somebody's trying to JT you, you're not going to take extra damage. You're just not going to have reduction to that damage, um, except for the like 20, 20, 40, 60%. Does this reduce to wind? No. Okay, so just 20% from the two rings, right? Yep, there it goes. So yeah, you get 20% reduction, which helps. Plus, Tara and all that. Um, but yeah, mind break. That's going to be your main focus. You're going to be mind breaking your wizards. Make sure they're not wearing evil druids, because you cannot mind break who's wearing evil druids. And keep in mind how long mind break lasts. It's actually really quick. People tend to, like, before a fight starts, they mind break and then they forget about it. It's actually like you want to mind break right before they're about to do an aggressive action. Usually I mind break and I go jump on their ME and I drop their ME. I get hit by it, but again, I'm not going to be taking a lot of damage, so it doesn't really matter. So that strategy kind of works. If you drop their ME, you go in there, you drop their ME, and then you do Volcano, and then you can safety wall, and then you can start spamming spell break on the scholar so they don't ME again. So you're getting hit by your own storm gust, but it's not going to be hurting. Or if you're 100% water resistant, it's not going to hit you, so it doesn't really matter. Energy coat, you're going to have that all the time. I see scholars letting that run out. Don't let it run out. It's very important. I have the box of gloom already here just in case I need to turn it on quick. Bless Agi here, so turn on quick. I wanted to put food here, but I don't want to misclick it too much. But ideally, if you don't misclick, put it in there too. Heaven's Drive is not very much used. It's just for stalkers, really. Um, or if something's far away and you need to slide it out. Soul Siphon. So this server has a bunch of tannies. I know there are at least 3 out during WoW. If I'm fighting a champ with a tanny, he's got a lot of SP and he's got almost no HP. You can actually kill a champ with this, um, if they're not wearing a towel. So people fully geared are making themselves their own enemy. People are stacking Brynhild, they're stacking +9 nids. Like their SP count is way high. This will actually possibly kill them. Um, I don't know if Lex counts on the damage. I don't know if you can Lex somebody, but it's definitely fun, and that's why I have the strawberry. I pop one strawberry that gives me 20 SP, 20 30 SP, and then I can actually that's when I can swap SP with them with the enemy. So if I if I hit myself with Soul Siphon, I'm actually taking somebody's SP and leaving them with nothing, and they have to use blue SP items. Last but not least, the luge. You're going to use that if you don't have strings for your wizard, and that's pretty much covers it. Real quick, let's talk about um, strategies. I know video's going long, but if you want to stick around for a few strategies, we'll go over that. All right, first thing is, um, let's say this here is a barricade, right? You're playing WoW 2.0 and you get yourself a barricade. You can actually stand to the side of it and nothing can really hit you. And you can actually cast ahead, you know, and you're gonna pretty much be one cell in, um, boom, and then it'll burn, and then it'll clear the safety walls. It'll clear the ME that's on the thing. Meanwhile, you're sort of protected. So as long as there's nobody on this side, if they're defending from the other side, that's a good little strategy. Another good strategy is you want to stone curse your enemy, fiber lock them, drop the level 5 volcano right underneath them, and then if they're reflecting, for example, I know a lot of Synexes in this server they can't kill, so they just put reflect items on. If you TSS them or Grimtooth them while they're stone cursed on top of this fire thing, the person doing the damage on top of the volcano, and their fiber lock, it might actually one shot them. I know TSS with double megs, which a lot of people are using, um, does kill a lot of the Synex, especially the crit Synexes that are the biggest issue in the server. They hurt a lot. So you fiber them away from everybody, dispel them, then stone curse them, and then drop a volcano underneath them and let somebody TSS them. That way your champ will be safe, you'll be safe, and everything's fine. Um, let's see. Other little tricks that I can tell you. Oh, most important lesson that I can probably give you with Fiberlock and Dispel is that people don't know what to do when somebody enters their screen. Uh, Good rule of thumb is Fiberlock will always be first, Dispel second, always, except when um, except if you know that person, you know that it's a champ maybe, because fiber won't really hold the champ. Um, so dispel, you might take their buffs off. Um, but any other class, even Synexes, if they're coming towards you, you fiber them first. You always want to fiber. Fiber if they're running away from you, you fiber first. If they're running towards you, you fiber first. It's the second most broken skill in the game. It can't be taken out by yourself. I know some servers Magnum Break can get you out, but iRo Classic you cannot escape Fiber Lock. I know. People are saying, "Oh, but what if you drop an ME?" You're not escaping from Fiber Lock. You're preventing additional Fiber Locks to be added to you. If the person has a cast like mine, which is fast, I can easily come up to your ME, drop it, and fiber lock you again before you can drop another ME. So I can actually keep another scholar locked. So make sure you fiber first, always first, um, and then the spell. And then the most, I think it's bull. I don't think it should be a thing, but it is. Uh, Remember, you're always fibering first. So if you fiber even a champ, right? You fiber the champ and maybe you dispel them. If while they're casting and they're fibered, you hit them with a spell break, they'll be stuck on a cast animation. You can only get out of that cast animation with doing two different things, and most people only know about the first one. Most people won't know about the second one, or won't use the second one. They might know them and they just don't use it. But the first way is to click and move, right? You cannot click and move if you're fiber locked. So if you get somebody on a spell animation fiber lock, do not lose the fiber on that person because that person's stuck. They can't. They can't. A champ can't snap out anymore. They can't cast as long as they're dispelled. Um, they're not going to be able to do anything. Wizards won't be able to cast. They can't JT you. Can't do any of that. However, self-targeting spells that are not clickable, that you don't have to click, will get you out of that state. So, Sight, for example, as long as you don't have to cast anything or click on anything, it will get you. GC from a Pally, uh, Zen from a champ, Rune Watch. So all those will get you out. But most people don't know about it. It's actually kind of funny. They're struggling to try to click and run away, but they're position bugged on a fiber lock. It's broken. Anyways, hopefully that helps. I can go over more strategy on how to play the classes in detail. If you guys want, let me know in the description. I'll try to make those. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed and have fun with Scholar.